Hello guys, and welcome back to another vlog. It is currently September 2025, and I think by the time I will be posting this vlog, it will probably be June of 2026, because Ian and I are about to head to Europe. We are going to a couple different countries, but before we really do our traveling, we are going to Italy to see our wedding venue. We are going to do a tour of the venue. We already have it all chosen and everything, it's all booked, but we still do want to see it. We're going to do that. We're going to do our menu tasting, and we're going to do my hair and makeup trial. So I don't want to post it yet because I feel like I'll post it just like when all the wedding content is happening, after you guys know my venue and everything. But I figured this would be a fun thing to have a vlog. We're gonna vlog it. We are about ready to go. I, of course, have been ready for a minute, and Ian just showered 10 minutes before we have to go. So why he's like this, I will never know. But as we can see, I am all packed and ready to go. Unfortunately, it's supposed to be rainy there, so I'm like manifesting the rain is not actually gonna happen. I have my fully loaded up base suitcase and then my little Dagny Dover bag, and I'm just gonna wear my raincoat on the flight so that I can be space efficient. And here's my plain outfit. I have this little ribbed tee from Petula, and then these wide leg pants from Amazon, the Yorio brand, and then I'm just gonna wear some New Balances. And yeah, we have a really long travel day because Ian found a good flight deal to, I believe it's Montenegro, which we are actually going. So we have like 4 flights to get to Rome. Normally we don't do this many flights, but it just kind of happened because we found a good flight deal. So I think we're going to Denver, then Turkey, then Rome, then train to Florence, staying in Florence because my venue is in Tuscany and Florence is like the closest place. Wish me luck. I'm trying not to think about how crazy all this travel is. Luckily Ian handles all the flights, so I don't even think about any of those. But yeah, anyways, let's get going. And I know my suitcase is gonna be overweight. What's a girl to do? A girl's got things. Good morning, guys. It is now Monday morning, Italy time. I don't have my watch on, but it's like 8:30-ish. Very unfortunate sequence of events. So I told you guys our flight schedule. So our first flight, we had a 3-hour layover from Denver to before we had to get on our plane that was going to Istanbul. But our pilot called out sick and delayed the flight like 2.5 hours. So we no longer were going to make it because we would have had to recheck our bags. So at a frantic change of events, we had to cancel all of our flights because Turkish Airlines wouldn't let us cancel the first half. We had to cancel our return flights too. So currently we have no way of getting home, but as you can see, we did make it to Italy. So we haven't had any like travel problems like that in a minute. So I guess we were due for some, but anyways, we flew from, luckily LAX is like one of the biggest international airports in the world, so it was a good place to be stuck. But we flew to Paris and then we flew to Rome. So we were in Rome, and this was initially where we were meant to be. So we have to take a train to Florence. Unfortunately, we don't get to spend much time in Rome, but I have actually spent a good amount of time in Rome. In the past. I studied abroad in college and I went to all the cities. So, but we are staying kind of near the Spanish Steps and we need to grab some breakfast. So I figured we would just like get up, grab a little coffee, because I feel like they don't do like a lot of breakfast in Europe. So we're gonna grab a coffee, whatever we can find, and then go get our train to Florence. And then today is our venue site inspection. I'm trying not to be depressed about the fact that it's supposed to rain like the entire time that we're here. But anyways, I kind of half got ready. I'm gonna do my makeup on the train because I'm gonna have time anyway, so why waste it right now when we only have a little time in Rome. But anyways, here's my outfit. Little, I think it's all Abercrombie. I have this little lemon skirt, little linen skirt, and then little butter yellow top, and then I'm wearing my Vehas. And last time I took a trip to Europe, I had the idea of buying some Dr. Scholl's inserts and putting those in my Vehas because they're not super comfortable, and that makes them a lot more comfortable. And they're also kind of more waterproof because they're like leather. So, like a treated leather. Leather people, don't tell me I'm wrong, because these are my rain shoes here. So, gotta finish up packing. Of course, we literally got in at like 1 a.m. last night and we're already out the door. Okay, it's been a long day. There were some strikes going on, which led us to be unable to get a taxi this morning, and we didn't quite leave enough time. So we had to like run to the train station. We got our train from Rome to Florence, got on that, and then we wandered around Florence for a bit. We tried this famous sandwich place that there are a lot of sandwich places in Florence, and a lot of them are supposed to be really good. We went to this one that always has a big line. We waited in the line, it was like 30 minutes, and the sandwich was like okay at best. Like it was good, but like it would have been good if I just like picked it up and didn't have to wait in line. But I saw a girl go to the sandwich place next to it and it looked even better. So I'll put the name of the sandwich place, and I wouldn't recommend waiting in the line. Like if there's no line, by all means, but like it wasn't that good. And then we got stuck in a downpour for a minute before we met our wedding planner and then drove to Lucca. So Lucca is the city where our wedding venue is. It's like right outside of Lucca, and we toured the venue, and we already like have decided on it and like have paid deposits and everything. So it wasn't like, oh, like, is this what we're gonna pick? But it was really nice seeing it in person. Honestly, I would have been fine if we had never seen it, because it is exactly how it was pictured. Like there honestly were no surprises. If anything, there were good surprises. Like I didn't know we could actually like use the inside of the villa space. So that was a nice surprise because it's very beautiful in there, and there are a lot of like nice like paintings on the wall, frescoes perhaps, I don't know exactly the terminology. And there's a room in there where I can get ready, or not get ready, but like move to have my dress in if I don't want to walk over in my dress, which I might not, depending on the temperatures. I don't know. We're getting married in June, so that's supposed to be the best month. I just want the weather to be perfect. Is that too much to ask? But yeah, it was actually helpful to see all of the little places within the venue where we can do things, because there's like this little like box hedge theater where a lot of people do the ceremony. But I really want to do the ceremony in front of the villa. But the on-site coordinator person, she had a good point, and she was like, well, it's a lot cooler there because it's all shaded. So that may be a better idea. It just kind of depends on the weather. But fingers crossed that we can do it in front of the villa, because that's really what I want. And the lemon house is super pretty, super cute. I love it all. And there are cats on the property, which no one had disclosed to me. That would have been a selling point. So we literally were walking around and there was just a cat walking around. Like, can you imagine if there were just cats in the background of my wedding photos? Then we went home and went to dinner. Then we just went to dinner. I forget the name of the place, but it was pretty good. Nothing too special, but it was good. And then tomorrow, we're gonna go to sleep now, and hopefully I can read more of my book. I'm reading Wild Card by Elsie Silver. I like it. I do think it's dragging on a little bit too much. I'm kind of excited to read a romantasy after this, because I feel like I just read back-to-back romances and nothing does it like a romantasy. So I'm gonna read, and then tomorrow morning we have our tasting, which I'll take you guys along with, but it's gonna be hours of food and selecting our like linens and everything, and we even get to try the wedding cake, which I'm excited about. And then I have my hair and makeup trial, and hopefully I can take a couple pictures in my hair and makeup just to like see how it's gonna be. We didn't schedule a engagement shoot or anything with our wedding photographers, which I love. I'm so excited for my photographers, guys. The most important thing to me about my wedding is the photos, and I love the photographers we went with, but they were very expensive for an engagement shoot. It was like $2,000 just for an engagement shoot, which was like not really proportional to their other pricing. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. And then we're done in Italy. Okay, good morning, good night to sleep. Probably slept like 9 hours, which was great. Just packing up my stuff and threw on this little dress. We're about to go to our menu tasting, and I'm wearing this dress because afterwards we're gonna do my hair and makeup trial, and I want to take some pictures. Probably already told you that, but this dress is from Hollister. It has a built-in bra. I need them to do more dresses this style, but unfortunately now, well, you guys are watching this, and this is September right now. They all decided it was fall starting in like August, so I couldn't find anything like this, which is unfortunate, but it even has pockets and it's really cute. So let me show you the full view. This is the dress. I saw so many girls on the streets yesterday wearing really cute dresses, and I wanted to ask them where they're from. But anyways, let's go taste our menu. They said it's gonna be like 3 hours, so we're just gonna get like a coffee and maybe like chia seed pudding if they have any, hopefully. And I just realized I haven't filmed anything since the makeup trial, which I barely filmed, but after a long day, we are now back in Rome and ready to go to Montenegro tomorrow. But I wanted to give a little recap of today. So We started the day off with our menu tasting, and like the whole catering company does like the chairs, all the table setting, like all of that stuff. It's all included, which when I looked at wedding planning in the US, that was not included. But we did get to try a couple different table settings there, and we'll see if we actually end up going with it. I feel like I'm like interested to see how things change when it comes to the wedding day, but we went with my favorite color as a child was always yellow. And now like yellow and pastel blue are like the color of the year this year. So I'm like bummed that my wedding is next year, and I feel like I'm gonna be like late to the trend, even though these would just always be my colors. Like I always love a powder blue. So it's like powder blue, a little bit of green, yellow, and a lot of the decor will be like lemon themed, hence my lemon dress. But yeah, we looked at all of the little tablescapes, and we ended up going with like a blue toile tablecloth on a long table is the plan, and just kind of more plain dishware, a little more plain there, and possibly like a little blue striped napkin is the plan as well. So we both really liked that, and then we had our tasting, and so much food and so much alcohol. And you guys know I like barely drink. This is my first time having alcohol, and probably since like Thanksgiving last year, so like almost a year, and I only had like a couple sips, so I should be okay. I did feel slightly buzzed because obviously I like never drink, and Ian doesn't drink anything, so I had to drink all of it or taste everything. So we started out with our little aperitif cocktails. We went with a Hugo and Aperol Spritz, and they're both so good. And the Aperol Spritz is just like so perfect, like the bright orange I love. And then they had a bunch of other cocktails as well, but I didn't like any of them because they were all like very heavy. There was like an Americano and like a Negroni. Then we had to try all the little finger food appetizers, and everything was actually very good, which we are kind of picky about food. Not that like we're picky eaters, because like we'll eat anything, but like we have like very high standards, and everything was really good. And then even the cheese, like the cheese course, they have like a whole like, they're gonna have a whole spread of like meats and cheeses, and the cheese was so good. And then 2 courses of pasta, and the courses were actually smaller than what they're going to be on the wedding day. And I was like, they're gonna be bigger than what we had. And I was like, what? Because this is already so much food. Like no one is going to be hungry at the wedding. And then we had the wedding cake at the end. We're gonna do the like traditional Italian wedding cake. It was so good. Like so, just like exactly what I wanted. A cake, like very light, lots of berries. And then we had to rush back for my makeup trial. If you notice, I have 2 different eye looks on. So we did my hair kind of like a half up, half down. There's so much hairspray in it, but I hate that feeling. Yeah, we did a little half up, half down. We'll see what I decide. And the makeup, it's looking better now that I'm looking at it on this little vlog. I feel like I like it, but I don't love it. Honestly, I'm the worst person to have to do makeup on because I'm so picky about my makeup, because no one sees your face like you see your face. So when other people are doing your makeup, like I feel like they don't always get it. This is why I'm glad I did a trial, because the way, like if I had to like go into my wedding like this, not like how I look, but how I feel, like the girlies, I get it. If I had to feel like this before my wedding, I would not be able to smile through all the pictures. But we took some pictures in the makeup to see. I kind of was like spiraling on the train over looking at like makeup inspo and hair inspo, thinking about if I should just like try to do a couple trials myself, because everyone's like, oh, you don't want to do like your hair and makeup on your wedding day. It's like, why not? I'll look at the photos and figure out what I want to do. Anyways, that is the end of our wedding stuff. We're gonna pick the florist soon, DJ, and I think we're gonna do like a little string quartet or something for walking down the aisle. It's great to finally like meet our wedding planner and like go through all the stuff with her. Food really made me excited for the wedding. By the time you guys will be watching this, maybe we will already have had the wedding. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.